Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host LovelyCheesePizza here. Are you ready to engage in a lot of fights one after the other? Well, I am too. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Pokemon Blue. And, yes. That's a weird way to start a conversation, but, you know, there's been weirder things in this game. You're trespassing in our fighting dojo. That means you and I are throwing down right now. You and me, in the gi. It sounds kind of like a... Sounds like an 80s sitcom or something. You, me, in the gi. I don't know. I don't know. It could work. I don't know. I feel like there were a lot of things in the 80s that went belly up that were probably fairly similar in the way they were put together. I'm just saying, don't count it out. Don't count it out. But yeah, so we're gonna be rolling with Pillsbury for a while in here, dude. He's got a massive advantage over this entire playing field, so there's really no particular reason why I shouldn't use him here. And not to mention, if he gets low on health, we can totally just put him to sleep and then, you know, crush him into a ball and eat him. And thus the story of corn pops were made. They were made by Pokemon in a fighting gym that got put to sleep and then crunched into a ball and doused in sugar. And then put into boxes to be sold by, maybe like, what is it, Kellogg's? Is Kellogg's the one that did that? I don't know. Possible. Primeape is creepy, man. He looks like a regular Mankey that's totally roided out, and his right hand, it looks like one of those peppermint candy canes. He's creepy looking. I don't like him at all. I really don't. And he needs to go. He's gonna go real quick. Oh, yeah. Eat that dream. You just eat. Blah, there it is. Okay, tried to time that one out. Oh yeah. Oh man, I love it. It's fantastic. Hey, all right, that's good news. Good stuff. He's like, oh, give up. The master's gonna really hate this. He's like, and now after that, I accidentally shat myself. It's falling out of the gi. I hear you're good. Show me. Oh, I will. I'll show you a lot more than that. I'm kidding. By the way, you know, I experienced a really, really uncomfortable thing today. And it was really strange because, like, it was a situation in which I would have never expected it to be like that. Let's go with, actually, let's go with him. Haven't really done much with Kimbo Slice lately. He slowly became our low link here. He kind of jumped out to the front and then he just disappeared. But he'll be okay. I never would have thought in my lifetime that you'd find another rapper with a swag like mine, but that's besides the point. I never would have thought that probably one of the most simple moments in human interaction could have become one of the most awkward moments that I've experienced in a while. It was so weird. And it was a handshake. He looks like he's got some eye problems. Look at what's going on there. What is wrong with his face? He's like, it's so weird. What is going on with his right eye? Like, it looks like there's almost no eye there. It's like he's got, like... It's like he has a glass eye that looks like a Pokeball. Kinda, sorta. Boy. Yeah, we're just gonna... We'll let that one go. It's a strange situation. But yeah, so I went out to lunch today. And I went over to Baja Fresh, because it's, you know, right across from where I work. And I know the guy that runs the place. He's a really, really nice guy. I go and talk to him all the time. And whenever I go in, he's always like, hey, boss, how's it going? You know, we always either do like a fist bump, or we do like either like a regular handshake, or we do the one that starts out as one, but it kind of like hits the oil slick, and then it turns into like a weird hand linkage, and then a fist bump. You know, that whole deal. So I never really know what I'm gonna get when I go and talk to that guy. And it was a moment where you got a 1 in 3 chance of knowing which one he's gonna go for. And so I went for a regular one. He's like, hey man, how's it going? And so he starts to put his hand out, and I start putting my hand out, but I'm a lot taller than he is, and so the angle's a little bit different. So I'm going downwards at him, and he's totally going for, like, the one that, like, goes from regular handshake into fist bump. And I went for the regular one, but the way that I ended up the way that I ended up going into that ended up being one of the most awkward fucking things I have ever experienced in my life, because he goes for that, and like, and so he like kind of goes under my hand, and I go over it, and I end up just like grabbing like his wrist. I end up grabbing his wrist, and it just turns into like this super awkward like wrist grab, and so he kind of like grabs mine, and then all of a sudden we both just like look up at each other, and we're like, what's going on? We're like, was that like the most failed handshake that's ever happened? And I was like, yeah, I think so. And so we just kind of like gradually like loosened the grip on each other's wrists, and our hand just kind of went back down at our sides, and it was so weird. But I would have never thought, oh boy, that's gonna hurt. Oh, I got a quick attack. Oh, sick. Thank God for the beauty of quick attacks every once in a while. Especially because he had X attack on. That could have potentially been maybe a little bad. Did he just say stubbed fingers? Has anybody ever stubbed their finger before? I've stubbed my toe a million times, but... Hard! Take our shoes off! I mean, I guess that is kind of a dojo thing, isn't it? Always take your shoes off when you go in. Harry? Or no, Marv? Why the hell did you take his shoes off? Why the hell are you dressed like a chicken? It is a weird thing, like Harry got totally plastered in that situation. He got totally just obliterated by, by the, what is it, Vaseline and feathers or whatever in that. And yet, he decides to just not do anything about it. He just totally left it all there. We'll go with Neo. Haven't done much with him lately. But he just, like, totally left it all on there. Like, why wouldn't he have just bothered taking that stuff off? Like, I know it was kind of a small window of time between, point A and point B where Marv comes in, but, dude, if that were me, I would have totally taken that stuff off, like, right away. You can't be walking around being all, like, makeshift tarred and feathered. That's super embarrassing. But hey, what do I know? I'm just the guy behind the register here. Another Mankey. Boy, these guys really like piling those guys on. Let's go back with Pillsbury. Just trying to get everybody a little bit of exposure here, but yeah, dude, that was one of the ultimate weird failed handshakes that I've ever had. Like I've had handshakes that were weird with people, like where you go and you're trying to make like a business impression, and you go and give the handshake to the guy that has like the weird fucking limp noodle hand that's kind of a little bit effeminate or whatever, and you go and shake hands with him, and he like doesn't, there's like no strength in there. It's like you're shaking hands with like a sweaty Ken doll hand or something. I don't know, but so I've had those, and those are definitely awkward. But you always like, there's always, you kind of expect that a little bit in the back of your head. You always think, any given time that you ever go up to shake somebody's hand, there's always that possibility that you're gonna get the limp noodle guy. But you never really think, like, offhand, that any given time you go to do a handshake, that you're just gonna end up, both of you are gonna go for different things, and you're gonna end up having, like, this weird, like, wrist-grabbing, exposition. or whatever. It is, so weird. Did I say exposition? I don't even know what I was even going for there. That's definitely not the word I was thinking of at all. Maybe, I don't know. Display, maybe. I don't know. I am the karate master. I am the leader here. You wish to challenge us? Well, I already challenged a bunch of you, and I was like waping the walls with you. Expect no mercy. Fwah! Boot to the head. Give him a boot to the head. Boot to the head! Boot to the head! Boot to the head! Boot to the head! It's an old Dr. Demento bit, in case you didn't know what I was talking about. Okay, so he's at level 37? Holy shit. Okay, don't worry. I've got everything necessary, though. I forgot, yeah, dude, this dude's Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan are, like, way the fuck up there. And he also has type advantage here. It's really weird. I would have never really guessed this, but it's really weird to me that Psychic has an advantage over Fighting. because you would think, like, at base value, that a Psychic Pokemon is gonna, obviously, you know, really high special, you know, like, really intellectual, you know, mind games or whatever, you know, really strong magical powers, whatever. And then you got, you know, your kind of quote-unquote meathead of like a fighter, but Psychic person gonna totally have weak-ass defense. I'm talking like papier-mâché, like throwing a newspaper out in the rain or whatever, and so one swift kick to the face and that'll pretty much, you know, throw you under or whatever. But totally, and like you end up getting the advantage in this with that. Like, fighting moves against people that generally don't have high defensive acumen or whatever end up totally getting the nod there. It's crazy. Like, I get why Psychic would be, you know, good against fighting, because you can totally, you know, psych them out and whatever. But yeah, weird that fighting moves would be largely ineffective against Psychic. It's weird. Hua! Ugh! Beaten! You're right. I did. I really did. Indeed, I have lost. But I beseech you, do not take our emblem as your trophy. In return, I will give you a prized fighting Pokemon. Choose whichever one you like. Well, it's the only one that I would ever take in this situation is totally Hitmonlee, because he definitely, like, some of the moves that he gets are actually not too bad. Hitmonchan's moves, unfortunately, are kinda sorta garbage. What would I name him? I mean, obviously, it's totally Bruce Lee, but I am going to name... Ugh! Oh, I thought that was a spider. Fuck. That would have been terrible. I'm gonna call this guy... I'm gonna name this guy after, the guy that taught me at least a good amount of my, martial arts when I was a kid. His name was, Steve Yerger. A good guy. Have not seen him in probably, I don't know, close to 15 years, but, oh yeah. So, good man. Good man. Yeah, Steve Yerger was awesome. That was super sick. He taught me a technique, because I took Kempo, and he taught me a technique called, and I'm not kidding you, it was called the fighting booth, the telephone booth fighting style. It's super weird. I mean, it's basically like close quarters combat, stuff that's like really, you know, if you're in a situation where you're in a very enclosed area, these are like techniques that you can use that are actually, you know, pretty effective. And so, I'll never forget that. And I actually used... When I used to compete, when I used to actually, you know, be really into martial arts, when I used to compete, I totally used that technique, because there was like an actual, you know, few different move sets that you could do in that, and I actually won. I got first place. I got a first place trophy in form when I think I was like 10, and that was part of my routine, along with A10 to the 4 wins. That was like the actual. That was the actual name of one of my routines, as given to me by my instructors, and dude, it was awesome. It was super cool. I don't know why I'm over here. I also had another one too. I think another one was called like Tiger Chases Dragon or something. I got second place for that one, like the following year. But yeah, dude, I used to be pretty solid at that, but I ended up having to make a choice. Because I was doing that along with sports, and I had to decide whether I was going to do that, or I was going to, you know, whether I was going to do sports, or I was going to, you know, engage in doing more martial arts training, and I ended up taking sports in the end, because, you know, it was at a time where I was playing basketball and baseball, and I was debating playing football, too. I kind of wanted to be a multi-sport athlete, and it would have been really, really hard to have a fourth one in there. It really would have, as badly as I wanted to have it. Great Ball. Ooh, we got Hyper Potions now. This is good. This is very good. And that'll actually totally fill out our, oh, I think that actually restores all health, maybe. Actually, no, it doesn't. Hyper Potions, I think, do a lot, but I think Max Potions are the ones that you need for the whole shebang there. I think we need a couple of these. And then, we might be alright from there. Because we're gonna be heading into the Silphco building here, this giant monstrosity of a structure, And it's going to take a while. It's like 11 floors of raticates and coughings and wheezings and cums, also known as muck. So that's what we're going to be doing next time, my friends. We're not going to do it today because... oh, this theme. I forgot about this theme. Oh, God. Alright. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing next time. So until then, my friends, this is your host, LovelyCheesePizza, saying when we come back, we're going to go through the Silphco building and see what's going on in here. But for now, I'm going to go take a shower, and I'm going to go down to the Coin Jam. I'm going to go check out, there's a Street Fighter 2 tournament going on, so I'm going to check it out before I come back and record some more stuff. So you guys take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.